Okay, both of these things are incorrect. No, I mean, I didn't know that political compass theory was like this much of a liberal, ironically enough. I don't think that this is accurate. Anyway, let's watch the casually explain the political compass now.
Only two political parties, and despite what the name would imply, neither one's very fun at all. This political division means you don't get any nuance in policy, and instead you either vote on which person you hate the least, or just pick one or two things you absolutely don't want someone to mess up, and then you compromise anyway. While most people are not too familiar with the political compass, they have heard the term left and right. You might have seen a spectrum like this in civics class, and they taught you some vague theory about reactionaries versus radicals, or social reform versus conservatism. But this is pretty meaningless to most people. In reality, when someone asks if you're on the left or right in America, what they want to know is how many digits of the pride flag you've memorized. Even the most far left and far right extremes have more in common than you might think. For example, they both share the same common weakness: follow-up questions. Take people on the far left, they all make the same mistake, which is waking up one day, doing absolutely no research, and then thinking there's no way that Ben Shapiro will have heard this one before. Similarly, if you take someone on the far right who says, "I believe that white people are superior to the other races," the obvious follow-up is asking if this is their sample group. The reality is that just left or right doesn't capture the full nuance of someone's political beliefs. If you're a fiscal conservative who believes that government debt represents an inability to provide future public programs, the left lumps you in with the people who stormed the Capitol. If you're a liberal who believes that investment into nuclear is the future of clean—
Wait, what?
That just left or right doesn't capture the full nuance of someone's political beliefs. If you're a fiscal conservative who believes that government debt represents an inability to provide future public programs, the left lumps you in with the people who stormed the Capitol. If you're a liberal who believes that investment into nuclear is the future of clean energy, the right lumps you in with the people who think that the hard counter to fracking is a heartfelt land acknowledgement. The political compass introduces a bit more nuance because while you still have a left and right, you can flesh out what you believe about both economic and social policy, and more importantly, see how your beliefs relate to other people's. To give the theme, as you move up the compass, you prefer big government. As you move down, you prefer small or less government. And as you move left, you prefer equal redistribution of resources. And to the right, you prefer to let free markets allocate resources unimpeded. So let's look at each quadrant's highest value first, so you can see which one you most relate to and the
I don't think it's correct to put Ben here. I think, well, I guess
pros and cons of each. Authoritarian right's highest value is virtue. Pros: everyone can pursue their own ideals. Cons: me and my homies will determine what they are. Authoritarian left is equality. Pros: everyone shares equally in all the stuff.
That's not true.
Cons: there is no stuff.
Okay, both of these things are incorrect. No, I mean, I didn't know that political compass theory was like this much of a liberal, ironically enough. I don't think that this is accurate. In terms of like everyone shares equally and all the stuff is just not correct. There is no like, you know, we're cutting the tall trees ass attitude in terms of people who are strivers and overachievers will be cut down, and that every single person, like the basketball team, has to have the same height or anything like that. I mean, I guess it's
libertarian left is compassion. Pros: what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine, and we can all love each other. Cons: you hate your wife's boyfriend. Libertarian right is freedom. Pros: the rich get insanely rich, the poor just die. Cons:
okay, fair.
Lastly, the centrist's highest value is of course A5 Wagyu. Pros: all that matters to him are beef and gas prices. Cons: his whole world is currently in shambles. In brief, auth right is if it ain't broke for me, don't fix it. Lib left is friendly, horny, and broke. Lib right is temporarily embarrassed millionaires. And auth left is everything would finally be perfect if we just got rid of that one fucked up Jenga block right at the bottom. By using the quadrants, it lets us see there's a lot more nuance to someone's political opinion than just left or right. For example, to someone on the right, everyone on the left seems the same. But libertarian left will say, you know, communism sounds really nice, everyone living as equals with each other, working together in harmony with the environment. I guess it just seems that while the theory is good, the execution has been really bad. Then authoritarian left would say, yeah, but often necessary. Similarly to people—
Okay, that's not this part. You guys are saying skip, but like this part right here is the in the past 3 minutes that I have listened to it, this part is probably the most accurate, I would say.
While the theory is good, the execution has been really bad.
Yes, like lib leftists will unironically say that, and the authoritarian leftists, I guess, will unironically say that. That part is not that inaccurate.
Then authoritarian left would say, yeah, but often necessary. Similarly, to people on the left, the right seems all the same, but author-right will say, you know, I get that people are different and can choose to live how they want to. It's just the values of my culture are dying and all this chaos is taking over. If people just embrace how things were before, they see it just works better than this. And lib-right would say, you're so right, baby. Just unlock this video and it'll help cheer you up. The authoritarian side of the compass also gets the libertarian side confused all the time, mistaking both quadrants as woke. But see if you can catch the subtle difference. Lib-left says, I treat people nicely because they're human just like me with their own personality and preferences. Makes me sad that some people hate other people just because they don't act or look the way they think they should. Whereas lib-right just says, yep, customer's always right. The libertarian side also confuses the authoritarian.
I don't think that exists anymore, by the way. The libertarian right. They do the same thing that the fucking auth-right does. I already hate the political quadrant thing to begin with. The political compass is so reductive, and more often than not, every single person that uses the political compass as like a guiding tool is, weirdly enough, always around here. Okay, not saying that is what casually explained politics are, but just look at the fucking PCM subreddit and you will understand. Virtually everyone is here. Okay, some of them are here, others are here on this reductive quadrant, and they're all talking shit about everybody else, while simultaneously making this seem, no, like it's like here, I think.
Side. Both want to have top-down control of how things are run and how people behave, but auth-right is much more straightforward. If they don't like what you're doing, they're going to hit you with a stick. If auth-left doesn't like what you're doing, they're going to convince everyone else that you have a stick. In contrast, if lib-left's life isn't going so well, they just adapt, complain, download Hinge, and wait for an inheritance. Whereas if lib-right's life isn't going so well, they say, no, there is a way to fight the system. Which is of course the nasal strip, buying an online marketing course, and becoming a men's motivational speaker. Because an individual's beliefs radically shape how they relate to other people, another way of understanding the compass is through how each views their ideal romantic relationship compared to how their relationships actually play out in reality. Auth-right's ideal relationship is the classic nuclear family. Nice house just outside of town, stay-at-home wife, good job, couple of kids, and a dog. The relationship auth-right actually gets is their third failing marriage and fourth pair of tack glasses. Or they're a virgin in their early 20s with an anime girl as their ex-profile, and their main hobby is using AI to generate anthropomorphic female fighter jets. In either case, they plan to fix their life with a one-way plane ticket to Thailand and become each other's customer. Auth-left's ideal relationship is with Hassan Piker. The relationship
fair.
auth-left actually gets is with Hassan Piker's chair. The left's ideal.
You know what's really funny about this? This motherfucker knows, as a person who has been in this community for years, he knows that I pause every fucking time. The original meme that went super viral was him knowing that I would fucking pause and being like, thanks for unpausing the video, Hassan. But now, after years and years of fucking ReactGate nonsense, I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. He cooked me. Yeah, I always just let the chair do the talking for me. The original meme is how I came across you. I know. For those of you who don't know, this is the original
I'm trying to
meme.
learn yoga myself, you know. Yeah, okay, buddy. And I'm a tier 3 sub to Hassan for his political views. And we're back.
I'm sorry, what? Son of a bitch? Yeah, back then he cooked me famously for, holy shit, this is 3 million views. He cooked me because he knew that I used to pause all of my videos and talk for fucking 8 hours on the videos, and now he's turned around and is memeing on me saying I always leave the videos running with my chair.
Relationship is an open marriage in a humble off-grid cottage.
Or sorry, 1 million. Fuck my dyslexia. 1 million views 3 years ago.
Near a scenic mountainside where they grow their own food and make their own clothes for a small, like-minded community. This doesn't happen because lib-left doesn't have the millions of dollars it requires for a Hollywood aesthetic hobby farm. Lib-right.
He unfollowed. Yeah, maybe he was a tier 3 sub. He unfollowed. Yeah, maybe he doesn't like me no more because I fucking steal from YouTubers or something. I don't know.
His ideal relationship is being an 85-year-old billionaire with an harem of Instagram baddies on his mega yacht in Dubai. Haters will criticize such a transactional relationship, but while lib-right knows that girls only like him for his money, he knows they love him for his terminal heart condition. The next thing you might be wondering is what about the intersections between the quadrants? This is pretty simple because it's usually where the rubber actually meets the road in real life. In Western countries, lib-left cares about the environment, while auth-left likes federal laws forcing you to care about the environment. Center-left is what happens when you're on your third wadded-up paper straw at the movie theater, and you realize that maybe some sea turtles need to die so you can live. While you might be thinking, okay, I'm sort of getting this compass thing, we are of course just scratching the surface, because a two-dimensional compass isn't enough to capture the full nuance of a quadrant's views, and you have to introduce the third dimension, which is if you're technologically progressive or regressive. For example, the bottom center on the compass is classically libertarian, believes in self-reliance, saving money, hard currency, survivalism, and only trusts non-mainstream media like Joe Rogan and the Kremlin. If you take this political view and make it technologically progressive, you end up with anarcho-transhumanism, the belief that man will merge with machine and transcend to a higher form of life. Exactly, this is the Japanese trying to cope. If you take the same intersection and make it technologically regressive, you get anarcho-primitivism, or return to monk, which is the sentiment, humans just aren't living how we're supposed to, man. While this is a bit of a self-report, when anyone actually describes fishing, hunting, gathering, and doing arts and crafts in a tribe, they think they're describing how life was as a caveman, but they're actually just describing camping. Figuring out where to put yourself on the compass can still be difficult, because even 3 dimensions is not enough to capture the complexity of beliefs the human mind is capable of, which is why we must ascend further to include your capacity to change your beliefs over time to avoid ever thinking you're wrong. Which means we have to go beyond the political polyhedron to the obvious next step, the political tesseract. This political tesseract cannot be pinned down to a single belief, as it's always in a quantum
I feel like this is what happens when we watch too much J-Reg videos. You know what I mean? In an effort to find like the perfect. I mean, he's joking in general. This is a joke, but there are people who just try to look at the understandably reductive nature of the political quadrant, the political compass, and think that this is like a decent way to define themselves.
Superposition of both support and rejection of any conceivable opinion until someone you don't like expresses their point of view and you're forced to disagree. For this reason, it's important to know the point of view of each quadrant for all the most talked about political questions so you can start filling up your debate repertoire. For example, if you asked each quadrant, should we have more gun control? Auth right says no, auth left says yes, lib left says yes, and lib right says yes, I should have more control of guns. How would you fix the economy? Auth left would raise taxes, auth right would cut expenses, lib left would unionize, and lib right would say to another lib right, here's $100, slap me. Oh, fuck. Okay, give it back and I'll kick you in the balls. And everyone else would be like, holy shit, they just increased.
I'm not going to watch Marco Rubio tonight. I'm going to finish this video and then I'm going to go because I'm going to go to the Lakers game and I'm already late.
GDP by $200. Pro-choice or pro-life? Auth right says pro-life, lib left says pro-choice, lib right says on-site, and auth left is checking their quotas.
The One Piece
When
Lakers
should someone
game.
be able to do hormone replacement therapy? Auth left. Anyone with approval from a medical authority can go on hormone replacement therapy at any time. Auth right. Kids shouldn't be allowed to do HRT. Lib left. I just don't want kids going through puberty knowing they wanted the body of a different gender. Lib right. I just don't want kids going through puberty.
He's not a libertarian, Michael from Pennsylvania. I mean, he's dunking on... He's calling libertarians pedophiles, like right libertarians pedophiles, which is a correct thing to call them, so...
What do you think about free speech? Lib right says no one should be punished for voicing their opinion. Lib left's community note points out how other people treat you for your opinion is part of their freedom of speech. Auth right revokes your blue checkmark for violating their terms of service, and auth left has taken down your post for spreading harmful misinformation. The centrist then walks into the room and says, You better take your medication, Elon. You're arguing with yourself again. You might look at the political compass and think, man, it's crazy that people believe in so many stupid ideologies when there's really only one that's actually correct. Which is why before you wage war in the comment section, you need to know the ultimate trap card of each quadrant to make sure you don't fall into an unwinnable argument and instead probe at their weakness to appear more correct. Lib left's trap card is the moral high ground. Their weakness is, how's your relationship with your parents? Auth left's trap card is pretending to be lib left. Their weakness is trigger words like America is a decent country or Mazel Tov. Lib right.
Wait, what? Oh, come on, dude. Mazel Tov. The first one was good. Like America's a decent country is definitely a, but Mazel Tov is like, yeah, okay. Every Marxist-Leninist is a anti-Semite. It's just like, yeah, okay. They're anti-Israel, so they're obviously anti-Semitic. That's crazy. It worked? What do you mean?
Country, or Mazel Tov. Lib-Right's trap card is the success of free market capitalism. Their weakness is how much tax have you paid in capital gains. Author-Right's trap card is their collection of cherry-picked crime statistics. Their weakness is undermining their credibility with questions like dinosaurs. Were they real or just the shape of nuggets? This scares Author-Right because they know what you're going to ask the shape of next. Alright, you should be well prepared to go into battle. If this video offended you, just remember there's nothing you can do about it because YouTube removed dislikes ages ago. If you try to leave a negative comment, you will face the full wrath of my terms and conditions, only positive feedback will get a cute heart, and most importantly, this video is brought to you by Saley. As an American, you might be thinking, with what's going on in my country, I really want to move to Canada. But being unable to read Celsius or the metric system, communication would of course be impossible, and there'd be no way for you to get a local SIM card for your phone. What can you do about it? Well, with Saley, you can download an eSIM onto your phone, giving you data coverage in over 180 different countries, meaning you can significantly reduce or entirely eliminate roaming fees, and you can get a global or regional plan if you plan on visiting multiple countries. This is especially helpful because not only can you avoid getting scammed or having to talk to people in general, you don't run the risk of losing your original SIM card from back home. My last one is currently in Peru. My friend Jim...
I think it's crazy. Maybe I missed it, but like, when he was doing the political compass, like, did he even make inferences to how the authoritarian right is rabidly anti-Semitic? I mean, he showed them with like swastikas and shit, but like who would be more predisposed to unlimited anti-Semitism while also simultaneously being sometimes pro-Israel, other times anti-Israel, but definitely permanently anti-Semitic is this quadrant. Okay, everybody calm down. He's clearly not a right-wing guy. He's just a liberal, I think. Also, it's a meme video. If you get mad at the Political Compass Explained meme video, you're ridiculous, okay? You're unserious. But I think I know why he unfollowed me.